Hello friends, welcome to Knowledge India once again. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about AWS Transfer Family. Initially, this particular service got introduced only for SFTP, but of course now it has extended to other protocols as well like FTPS and FTP. In this video, what we'll do is we'll understand that why this particular service was launched, how does its pricing work, what are its benefits, how should you go ahead and use it. We will discuss all of that in detail, and we will also look at the complete setup demo of the same. So watch the video till the end, and I would request you to try and do it as well so that you become comfortable with it. Okay, so let us get started. If you have worked in an organization which is still dealing with older ways of IT, you will see SFTP everywhere. This SFTP is like one of the most popular ways of transferring files, right? People have been using SFTP to send files from one vendor to another vendor, or you know, different teams use SFTP to transfer files. It is a standard in the industry. Whether it is good or bad, that's a different discussion. But the point is, now that more and more organizations are trying to move to cloud, even then, they would have many such systems where SFTP is still the standard way of transferring files, right? If you take a typical on-premise example, what happens? You will have, multiple SFTP servers, right? And then people who want to either upload some file or download some file, they'll use different types of clients like WinSCP, FileZilla, CyberDuck, etc. Right? And they'll be able to connect to this SFTP server, and they can either upload and download the files. Now, maintaining these SFTP servers becomes another challenge altogether, right? You need to have admins, you need to worry about its OS updates all the time, you need to worry about all its security. Then you also need to think that how do you keep your data highly available, or basically, I would say, resilient. What do you do for that, right? So all of those things remain as a responsibility on the customer's plate, right? And uh, depending on how big the organization is, there could be even additional challenges. Things like a particular team follows certain security standards, whereas the other team in the same company says something else, right? And depending on the product which you are using, there might be different set of standards which you are following, right? And about the redundancy, I already talked to you. So, like, there were all these type of issues which were there. And as you already know, that when these cloud providers come into picture, what they do is they go ahead and bring some managed solution for the problems, right? So in order to solve this whole SFTP related issues, Amazon actually launched the service which is called AWS Transfer for SFTP. So earlier when it got launched, it was called AWS Transfer for SFTP. Now collectively it is called as AWS Transfer Family, because now it supports SFTP, FTPS, and FTP, all the three protocols. Of course, SFTP is preferred a lot because it is quite secure, right? So what's the benefit of using this particular service? See, when you use this Amazon Transfer Service or AWS Transfer for SFTP, your data actually gets stored in S3 bucket, right? Now, all of you already understand that what are the benefits of using S3 as your data storage, isn't it? So if you keep anything in S3, it is going to be reliable because multiple copies get maintained, right? And you don't need to get into any server maintenance. Why? Because AWS Transfer Service is completely managed. You don't need to manage any servers. You don't need to worry about updating the operating system of your SFTP server. You don't need to worry about applying any patches or things like that, right? All such things are gone from your plate. All you have to do is within few clicks, you will have this transfer service up and running, it scales on its own, so you don't need to worry about scalability. You've got a lot of users uploading and downloading files, not a problem. Let them use that particular endpoint or that particular service. And all your data is getting stored in S3, so which means it is cheap and reliable. So in a way, you you basically moved to an SFTP option, which is completely managed, right? And at that same time gives you good performance, is really reliable as well. So it kind of solves all of those problems which were earlier there, when you were using a self-hosted SFTP solution in on-premise, right? So those are the benefits of SFTP, or I should say, those are the benefits of AWS Transfer Service for SFTP, right? Earlier, you had more complex architecture when you were using your own SFTP server, which you were maintaining. Now, with this new thing, you don't have to do you don't have to do anything, or you don't have to maintain anything, right? You just within a few clicks, as I said, you get your transfer service up and running, and then you just start using it, right? And the important bit is that the user experience doesn't change, right? For example, you are a company and you had a third party company, right? That third party vendor was regularly uploading certain files to your SFTP server and was downloading also from your SFTP server. The experience of the third party vendor doesn't change. All you would do is, instead of having your SFTP servers which you were earlier maintaining, now you will set up this AWS transfer service, right? And after that, if you want, you can even set up your you can even go ahead and set up your own custom domain, to actually represent this SFTP service, or AWS transfer service for SFTP. You can even set up your custom domain, your custom organization domain. So the the way your third party vendor was interacting, that remains as it is. It will be secure because it is SFTP. It will use key based authentication. All of that stuff will continue to work as it is. We will see a demo as well very soon, where you will be able to understand that how do we actually create it from scratch, right? So those are the benefits. Let's quickly look at the key features, that what are those important things related to this particular service. So first is time saved from managing SFTP servers. No more servers to manage for you. So it's a good thing for your organization. You can be more agile. Automatically scales to meet your needs in real time. You got more people, you got more vendors, or you got more number of users who want to upload and download. You don't need to worry about scalability at all. Just let it run. It is redundant. So though it is a regional service, you go ahead and actually create it within one region, but the infrastructure which supports the service will be deployed in multiple availability zones within that region. So that means you don't need to worry about an AZ failure, right? And chances of two AZs going down at the same time, that's really minimal. Of course, it stores your data in Amazon S3 bucket, so you get all the good features of S3, right? You may also look at doing some automated processing. You know that when a file is put on S3, you can invoke a Lambda function and then go ahead and do some custom processing if you want, right? Um, Control end user access to resources by using IAM. What does that mean? We will see in our demo that how can you go ahead and actually create an IAM role which gets used by the service, and via that the users would be able to interact with the service. I'll show that to you in the demo, right? All the other things, like you can of course enable server-side encryption. This service is will help you in HIPAA compliance and PCI compliance. uh, Encryption is available. You can also push the activities which are happening to Amazon CloudWatch, and then if you want, you can go ahead and look at those logs or even search on it. That is possible. The pricing is quite straightforward, I would say. When you go ahead and create this AWS transfer service, for every protocol you are charged $0.30 per hour. Okay. Now, why do I say for every protocol? because when you go ahead and set up this particular thing, you get an option whether you want to do for SFTP, FTPS, or FTP, right? I mean, you can select all three of them or any one of them. The charges of $0.3 per hour is for one particular protocol, right? So how many ever you choose, based on that you get charged. And then after that, based on upload and download which you are doing, you get charged at the rate of $0.04 per GB, right? Of course, it is easy to set up. Those parts we discussed already. So I'll show you with a demo that how this whole thing could be done. I'll tell you just a couple of additional things here. See, when you go ahead and try to set this up, you have an option of using service managed user access. What does that mean? The users who are going to upload or download the file, where are their credentials going to get stored? So if you see this diagram, what does it say? Configure your users credentials and keys using the AWS management console. So when you are setting up the user, setting up a particular user who is going to use this SFTP service, you will set up his credential. That is step number one. Users serviced using their existing clients and credentials. It is possible that when you are setting up this user, right, you can actually, if let's say that user was already there in your older service, so you can actually take the credentials from that user, which means you can take that user's public key, and you can actually use that public key and provision the user here. That is possible. So that way, the credentials for the user would not change. This becomes even more important if, let's say, instead of a user, an application was accessing the SFTP service. That time it becomes even more important. It will not break things. And then number three, if you see, Amazon S3 accessed by using IAM during file transfer. The way this SF transfer service interacts with Amazon S3 is with the help of an IAM role. I will show you how to create that IAM role and what all you should take care while doing it. So don't miss the demo, which is just after this. Okay. The another part is you can also plug in your custom identity provider. That is possible, which means in case, let's say, you do not want to give public private key method, you don't want to use with your users, rather you want them to authenticate with a particular custom identity provider. So even that is possible. But in order to do that, you will have to do some additional work. You will have to set up an API gateway. You'll have to write some custom Lambda function behind that, which interacts with your identity provider. So that is the other method which is possible. So some people go ahead and do that as well. Nowadays people are looking at it, though. If you see from older times, people have been using this public private key more. That has been the preferred method of using this. Now before we go to the demo, what I would like to do is I will just quickly show you just a simple example that how does the pricing work for this particular thing. It will just take probably 1 minute. If you see here, when you set this up, AWS transfer for SFTP, you can see $0.30 per hour. In the same way for FTPS and for FTP. So that's what I was trying to tell you. For every protocol which you choose, you will end up paying $0.30 per hour. This is irrespective of the number of users who are going to use this thing. It doesn't depend. You can go ahead and create 10 users or 20 or 100 users. That really doesn't matter. This is a fixed price per hour, and this price will be charged. Doesn't matter after provisioning you are using this service or you're not using. This is like fixed charge per hour you have to pay. It's same like how for NAT gateway there's a fixed price which you pay per hour, right? It's like that. In addition to that, this particular thing, the data transfer charges, which is uploads and downloads, this part is variable. This is basically based on your actual usage. So the amount which you upload or download, based on that, you get charged. There are a few examples given here as well, which are very simple. And if you are interested, you can go ahead and check that out. Okay, so I'll leave the links in the description. You also have this FAQ page. I would suggest if you're going to use the service, just spend few minutes on this page as well. That was an introduction of transfer service. In the part 2 of this video, we will take a complete look at the demo. So be with us and watch the next video as well. Till then, take care. Bye bye. This channel teaches you AWS and Azure in really easy and practical manner. There are a lot of demonstration videos already on the channel. As you can see, a lot of professionals got benefited from our videos and you can read about them here. So if you are new, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.